Welcome to 100% LCFC. Tom, welcome back.
Well, new season, new hopes, and
new beard.
Oh, it's growing. It's getting there. It's taken some time. The old Tash is growing a bit further now. But positive today. You know, there's stuff to take from that game, I think.
Yeah, you're quite positive. I guess I'm not being negative, but I think there is some positives. Let's start with them. But I think there is some negatives as well. But start with the positives, Tom.
You know, look, Wolves are no mugs. This is a team who pushed us all the way for Europe and got into it last season. People say they played on Thursday, but for me, this is their fourth competitive game of the season now. They played 3 before this in Europe. So they've had probably much tougher games than we've had pre-season. So down the line, their fitness levels are probably a little bit higher than ours are. But it's a team that's going to be fighting for the same position. So I wouldn't be disheartened against a draw at home to Wolves.
So,
I mean,
Tom, talk us through which Leicester players you thought had really positive games though.
That man of the match, it's hard to choose. I mean, Wolf was on the ball from the start. I mean, I don't think anyone beat him today. But man of the match today, he's worth 200 million now. And after that performance, you know.
We were watching it and we did comment that we thought Sonku was solid, but Johnny Evans was very solid.
I thought the back four, centre half brilliant. Right, you know, Ricardo and Chilwell were not at their best today, if I'm honest. We didn't get enough width for them. But against a team who came and played a 3-5-2 is always going to be difficult because they're going to sit with 5 at the back. We have to be more clever in theory. The link-up play between Tielemans, Maddison, who I thought, you can't play him on the left. Doesn't look right then. He doesn't. Maddison on the left doesn't suit him. He's all about picking that ball up and turning. But you know, most of the time the link-up play between Vardy, Perez, Tielemans, Maddison, you can see it's going to work. It is going to work. It's just going to take time. I think today against a team, like I said earlier, they're no mugs. They pushed it all the way, and there's positive to take. I'm not too down about that. So I think against a team who's going to be up there at the end of the season, it's a good point. It's a good point for the start. The goals will come, the chances will come. It's just going to take a couple of 2-3 games for that technique to start.
Took till Simon welcome. It took us till the 82nd minute and a Harvey Barnes effort to get that first shot on target today. Yep. I personally think if we've still got Jamie Vardy, he's still got goals in him. Yep. If we don't put the ball either over the top for him or down on the ground in between through the channels for him to run on, he's not very effective. I didn't see much of Vardy today because he didn't get much of it.
If Vardy's going to score, you've got to play to his strengths. His strengths is feeding the ball through to him. We didn't do that much at all today. The game was stifled in midfield for me. It was very narrow. Ricardo was getting some width, but that was the only real width we got. And we just cancelled each other's out in the middle of the park. Towards the end of the game, they were wasting time. They were quite happy with a draw. We had a bit of a strange VAR one in the middle there where everyone thought we had gone in, but apparently it hadn't for some reason that I still don't fully understand, if I'm being honest with you.
It was right in front of where we were, and it appears, again, the VAR in the ground as a fan is like more than frustrating because it just says VAR on the screen and none of us have got an idea what they're looking at, what's happening, and then all of a sudden they've not given it. I believe it was for a handball. Their two players clashed and it hit one or both of their hands. Chappers, welcome.
Oh, I'm here. Yes. I did make it.
You got here in the end. And we're just talking about VAR there.
Well,
it's here, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, the Wolves fans are going to be disappointed that they didn't get the goal.
It saved us a point today, didn't it, VAR?
Yeah, imagine that, saving us a point.
Chappers, we were just saying positives and negatives. How do you feel after walking out of that?
They're the same sort of team as us. First game, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm happy with a point against them. They're the same calibre team, same sort of style, same quality.
So I think you guys are all fairly positive. I'm going to start with the.
There's some
negatives.
I'm going to start with the negative. If you want me to rant, I'll rant.
Well, no, I don't. I'll wind you up, Lee. Chappers, I'm going to say it, and I said it half of last season.
It was shocking.
I was going to say
I agree with that. He was poor today.
Decision making was awful. It was all over the place. He never knew what he was actually doing. He went forward, lost the ball every time. He never got back in defence when he needed to be there. Left Sionchu wide open. To be fair, Sionchu's had to do a two-man job today.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Listen, Antony, come in here as well. Can you make sure? Just squeeze in. Antony, I'm going to straight to you. I'm going to say my frustrations from last season already starting to get a little frustrated because no plan B. No striker on the bench that's worthy of either trying to add with Jamie Vardy or replace Jamie Vardy.
I think also it's exactly the same problems because we couldn't break down a team who came here to sit back and just to frustrate us. Couldn't break them down at all. And then the last 20 minutes, when we needed to just get it in the box and stuff, there was no one that we could get it into the box. I think Vardy was in the box at times, and Perez. Apart from that, they're not exactly like you're going to be your big sort of target men, are they? So we have no one on the pitch to sort of put forward. So same old problems, new season.
Tom, you were shaking your head there. You're not agreeing with that.
I don't think they came to sit here and cancel us out. I think you got it spot on. I think the two midfielders cancelled each other out from the start. I think it was the first game of the season. Nobody really had the best of touch, if we're honest about it, in the whole game. There's a lot of poor touches and balls flying off ankles. It's first game of the season. I'm bemused by, not half of you, but even in the crowd, we're moaning. We're moaning already.
There was booing at the end from Leicester fans. Where?
I'll post it later if you want.
In the Kop?
Yeah. If
we're going to start booing now, and we're still going to get frustrated after the first game of the season under a new manager who had 9 games at the back end to try and influence what he's trying to do. He's now at the beginning of the pre-season. Like I said, Wolves have had 3. This is their 4th competitive game. What makes a massive difference compared to what we played Scunthorpe, Cambridge, Stoke. These games don't build you up for the Premier League. We've come up against a team who are in Europe, what we want to be going to do at. It's going to take time for it to happen, and you can't just expect Perez, Maddison, Tielemans, Vardy all to click in one game. I said 4 to 5 games down the line, if we've got a problem with scoring then you can start going back to the same problems for last season. Totally accept that. Not after the first game can we start moaning about it when there's positive to take.
I'm not moaning, but I'm just, with 10 minutes to go, a 0-0 against a team we want to get points off to finish above them, I'm looking at the bench and thinking, there's nobody to come on. And to be fair, Brendan Rodgers obviously thinks that because he didn't bring anybody on with the last 10 minutes.
Do you know what we've probably
seen? I didn't think Inacho is worth putting on instead of Vardy.
No, but I think if you look at his substitutions that he made, he went trying to get the width there for Vardy. That's all he was trying to do. I think he thought, if I bring on Nacho, I'm bringing on the same player. Vardy at the moment is more deadly than Nacho, we accept that. But his substitutions, they worked in some way. Barnes started to get in behind and down the side more. Albrighton opened the play up. Like I say, it's difficult against a team who come and play a 3-5-2 because the 2 wing-backs drop in. There goes our width straight away, and we've got to be more clever. We did get in positions in the edge of the box, but again, like I just said, our first touch were poor, and I think the one chance what we would have had, for me, was when Maddison got it. Everyone started to shoot. On his first touch, if he shoots, he probably gets on target. As soon as he takes that touch, the only ball he had was down in behind, and Ricardo was already in behind there. Those are decision makings. It's going to take a few games to get going for me.
Simon Ndidi, I thought, looked really quite good.
Yep, he cleaned up well in front of the defence. He had a good game. No doubt about
take
it.
the ball from you. He did, didn't he? He had a good game.
He cleaned it up nicely. No complaints there at all. He had a great game. I agree that the problem was that midfield just cancelled each other out. We needed a plan B coming into the midway through that second half to try and unlock that. But we didn't seem to have anything we could do that was the key to open that up. We just seemed to carry on the same. There was no urgency the last 10 minutes there to try and bury the game.
No.
Which was disappointing and frustrating to sit and watch.
I saw Wes Morgan warm me up with about 10 minutes to go, and I said to my lad, stick Wes up top for the last 5-10 minutes. I know that's old school.
We were crying out for a target, man, for the last 10 minutes.
We put a lot of balls in.
Did anyone see that tackle by Vardy, by the way?
Pure frustration.
What did he do?
He ran probably about penalty spot as the ball was rolling out of play, and the Wall defenders followed it, and he collapsed straight through him and the ball into touch.
Wasting time,
and it was like, do you know what, fair play Vardy, and he looked at every single one of his teammates say, why am I to run? Because he ran past Perez, he ran past Albrighton, and he clobbered him.
It was the best bit of the. If I had it, I wish I'd filmed it.
Oh no, it's the Unchoose completely shoulder barred Jimenez into the stand and then picks him up and shakes his hand. The positive to say is that we've not conceded. We've played some all right football at times. Frustration at times, like you say, that we haven't opened walls up. But again, they're a good team. Against some poor opposition, we're going to get more chances than we've created today. I like again. It's the first game. There's a long way to go. But if one more point to the 40 mark, I
think when we play some of the higher opposition, we're still going to play well as well. I just think it's one of those teams where we're playing that's very similar to us. It's just equaling it out.
Let's Simon. I'm going to go through everybody. A man of the match for Leicester today. Take your time.
Yeah, I will. I'll go for Ndidi. He didn't put a foot wrong today. played well, mopped up well, won the ball back. So I'll take him. And it was surprising he was even playing, as we said before the game. So
did well.
Yeah, I can say Sionchu played well because he did a two-man job today. But I'm going with Ndidi.
Ndidi for you?
VAR.
I like that. Well, thank goodness for VAR today.
I hate it. Not going to like it. I don't care. I don't care. It saved us because I know in 3, 4, 5 weeks' time, in the 80th minute, when we score a goal and it's disallowed, will completely be the opposite today. So for me, don't like VAR. Took way too long from when the goal was scored to being checked to then disallowing it.
It breaks up the celebrations. It breaks up. I don't like it.
Wolves obviously celebrated bonkers because they've just scored.
Yeah.
And then, to be fair, we're about to kick off. I didn't even think is there a VAR checking there, and it comes up on the screen. It is, as a fan in the ground, we're clueless as to what is going on.
Who triggered that to be looked at?
It's the wherever they're based. If they think that something's happened, they can say to man, I want to check that goal. That's the end of it. What I don't get is when Vardy gets ripped to the ground in the penalty box. I know the ball's going away from him. I accept that. But when does that get? Where does the rule stand? Does that get checked? Because Vardy's turn to go in has been pulled down. The ball is clearly not going to get to the ball, but he's been fouled. So where did the stand of what's being checked, what's not? This is probably what needs to be cleared up to the fans.
Yeah.
Look, we all know it's going to stay. They're not going to get rid of it now. And what we learned today, the goal, it's one of those back in the day. You've seen them give him because it's hit his arm, and you've not seen it give him. As a neutral, you'd probably say, I don't see what's wrong with that. It's hit him by mistake. He's not clearly handballed it on purpose, and it's fell to the Wolves player.
It was right in front of us, and I didn't have I saw exactly what happened. I didn't have the foggiest why they were checking it.
It's that quick, and then the referees are under that much pressure now to get things right. This is why it's been brought in.
But he would say they did get it right in the end if they reviewed it.
Because now they're saying if it hits your arm, it's a penalty. So we know the rules now. If it hits your arm, it's a penalty. If it hits your arm and you kick it in, it's going to be disallowed. But it takes everything away from the game. It takes back the controversy for the newspaper because we're going to put VAR disallowed a goal. We're going to have to get used to it. It's going to take time. For me, I think it kills the game. Really does. Like you say, the celebrations get cut because you're going, VAR. So Wolves fans are going mental. Suddenly they're going, hang on a minute. Leicester fans.
Then we celebrate.
Leicester fans are going mental and booing VAR because it's taken that long, but then celebrated because it gave the other way.
It completely changes the momentum of the game, didn't it?
Because
once they disallowed that goal, our fans are all screaming. We're on the ascendancy, and it's almost like we're at a threat all of a sudden.
It
completely switches the game.
What does that do to the players' mentality as well?
I think we saw it for this year. The Wolves players suddenly were so disheartened by that one decision not going their way, and they thought, right, we're 1-0 up, shot, boys, and then suddenly it's a free kick. You're changing completely got to go and score a goal now again after you think you've scored a goal.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, from that point onward, the game changed. It was all Leicester. By a couple of mistakes again from Chilwell, letting balls over the top. I thought Leicester were all on the attack. We just didn't have that little bit of spark to get in today.
I think we're missing, I don't want to say this because I don't want to say we're missing Maguire, but we're missing a target man at set pieces.
We had a lot of corners.
That was a big problem.
Nothing.
Big problem.
There's a lot of poor corners today.
A lot of poor corners, but the corners that we did do right, there was no one up. There's no one up. There's no big head to aim at.
I agree with you there. I thought Madison corner was shocking half the time.
Yeah.
Too many to the back post and no one standing there. Communicating who's making a run to the back post. Biggest chance we had fell to Johnny Eden with a bicycle kick where he takes one step out of the way and he's smashing it into the net. It's those little things what will come. But you're right, Madison's got to practice his corners massively because you can't keep hitting the back post and no one being there because it's.
And can we please leave Jamie Vardy or someone up top when we're defending corners? For God's sakes, we hoof it up. And what's the point of hoofing it up?
We're defending a corner and they've got all their players back, and you had Tielemans, Pereira, and Chilwell all standing on the halfway line, and you're going, hang on a minute, they've got no one around you. Surely you can push that extra man forward and stop taking short corners. We saw what happened in the first half and he conceded because we took a silly short corner.
I mean, again, a minor frustration, but we were doing it last season, is with 10 minutes to go, there didn't seem much urgency, Simon. With 5 minutes to go, it was still played out from the back. With 1 minute to go, we were playing it out from the back, side to side, and not going forward.
It's because there wasn't any option to put it anywhere. I mean, you can keep throwing the ball 30, 40 yards forward and then losing it. But they didn't have any way to break that midfield down, so I think they just ran out of ideas, and it just, in the end, it was frustrating to watch that last 10 minutes because everyone was screaming at them just to get ahead of steam and try and get that one vital chance to win the game, but it never came, and we just didn't look like we had the intensity in that last 10 minutes to make that happen.
Chappers, I know we were helping spread the news of the 24th minute.
Yes.
But it went very well,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, it did. Everyone joined in straight away. As soon as it hit 24, just the whole ground. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was good. It's good that you can get that around on the channels and stuff around social media. It's good. So
That was a good job, Chappers. Listen, I think we'll leave it there. It's only game one. It's a point in the bag, like Tom says, 39 more, and we've hit that 40 mark, and then who knows from there, isn't it? So
anything is possible. Again, we know what can happen. I just think we've got to be realistic, but we're one game in. If we can play like that against some other team, we'll win quite comfortably this season at home. And I think we'll go away. We're probably better away from home when teams have got to come out, because there'll be space for us to go at.
But there was only one shot on target.
Come on. Yeah, but the Wolves fans could say exactly the same today.
Yeah.
They're going to come here and be disappointed that they haven't got more from the game, after the VAR, and they had some good chances, Wolves, from our silly mistakes. Soinchu had one mistake in the whole game in theory, where he dived in and he got cut inside. Casper saved us. It's a point, but it's a good point against a very good team who we are probably fighting for Europe against if we want to go on there. Like I say, at home we are going to be frustrated at times. Teams are going to come and try and park the bus and stop us trying to play the free-flowing football, but against lower opposition who are not going to be able to switch on like Wolves did for 90 minutes, you'll get more chances than we did today.
brilliant. Thanks for joining us, Tom, Chappers, Simon. We'll see you all during the week. Cheers, everybody.